You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. But most people, they shrink, bend, and fold themselves just to belong. And by doing so, they lose the only thing that made them unforgettable: their truth, their edge, their soul. A weak mind is easily convinced, not because it's open, but because it fears being alone in its thoughts. We live in a world full of noise, but silence, that's where real wisdom whispers. The more someone flaunts their greatness, the more you should question if they've ever truly achieved it. If you're always running from pain, you'll never learn what it's trying to teach you. Pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest professor. They say time heals all wounds. But what they don't say is that it also reveals who truly mattered. People will always try to mold you. And the moment you resist, you become dangerous. Not to them, but to the illusion they've built around you. Your silence isn't weakness. It's strategy. Lions don't roar in every jungle. They wait until the moment demands it. You don't owe the world your joy, especially when it hasn't earned your pain. Some people smile just enough to hide their sadness, but laugh too loud to silence the scream inside them. You keep thinking you're behind in life, but behind whose timeline? Who told you there's only one way to live? Comparison is the thief of peace, and you've been robbed long enough. Fame is a flame. The closer you get, the more you burn. And yet, people chase it like moths to a fire, only to find their wings in ashes. A fool measures success by applause. The wise, they measure it by silence, by peace that doesn't need to be validated. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It's the absence of meaning. In the presence of people who don't understand you, sometimes you outgrow the world you thought you were meant to conquer. That's not failure. That's evolution. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong, maybe it's because you were meant to build the place others are still searching for. Be careful with praise. It's the softest leash they use to tame wild souls. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is remain unchanged in a world desperate to remake you. He who has no control over his thoughts is a prisoner in a cell with an open door. Happiness is not found in addition, but in subtraction. Not in what you gain, but in what you can live without. The older you get, the more you realize the greatest luxury is peace. The masses want entertainment. Few seek enlightenment. That's why those who walk alone often walk ahead. Reading isn't escaping life. It's choosing to experience thousands of lives before your one is over. Your 20s teach you ambition. Your 30s, humility. Your 40s teach you limits. And your 50s whisper what truly matters. Don't waste your time arguing with fools. They will drag you down and beat you with experience. Each man believes his vision of the world is the world. That's why we never truly listen. Only wait to speak. You can only be fully yourself when no one's watching. Solitude isn't emptiness. It's the purest form of truth. We are born into a world that teaches us how to talk, but not how to think. That rewards compliance, but punishes clarity. A clever man doesn't seek isolation. He avoids the circus. We spend most of our lives worrying about things we don't have, instead of realizing what we do. Loss is the most brutal teacher. It doesn't speak. It just takes and waits for you to learn. Most people will never understand you, not because you're too complex, but because they've never even tried to understand themselves. To marry is to double your responsibilities and half your freedoms. But if done right, it's choosing a partner in solitude, someone who understands your silence as deeply as your words. It is better to find yourself in stillness than to lose yourself in conversation. If you fear being alone, you fear freedom, because only in solitude can you hear your own voice clearly. A man of talent uses time. An ordinary man merely passes it. Life is not short. We just waste too much of it trying to become someone we never truly were. There are two kinds of people: those who escape into pleasure, and those who endure through purpose. You weren't meant to be understood by everyone. You're not a billboard. You're a book. And not everyone reads past the cover. The more you grow, the fewer people you resonate with. It's not arrogance. It's evolution. The strongest people aren't loud. They're calm. Because peace doesn't shout. It just is. You've been taught to be nice, to be agreeable, to be liked. But here's the truth. Being respected will take you further than being liked. Sometimes the greatest act of love is letting someone go, not because they're unworthy, but because they're unfinished. Success has a million fathers. Failure, always an orphan. Never beg for someone to choose you. Self-worth doesn't wait in lobbies. It walks away with grace. We die two deaths. The first, when the body stops. The second, when our name is spoken for the last time. Live in a way that keeps your echo alive. Don't chase happiness. It's not a destination. It's the byproduct of living in alignment with who you are. You don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that stays lit when no one is watching. Some people don't grow with you because they were only meant to water your roots, not walk through your forest. You become dangerous the moment you stop needing approval. A wise man doesn't argue. He observes. Because truth doesn't shout. It waits to be recognized. The person who angers you controls you. Let that sink in. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh. Because revenge isn't served cold. It's served silent. when success answers for you. If you want to know who someone truly is, watch how they treat people who have nothing to offer them. You don't owe your past self anything. Accept the truth. There's a difference between giving up and knowing when enough is enough. The world romanticizes hustle, but never talks about healing. Your trauma wasn't your fault, but your healing. That's your responsibility. Not every scar is meant to be hidden. Some are medals of survival. In a war no one saw you fight. The deeper your soul, the quieter your life becomes. Because noise cannot survive in depth. If you're not at peace alone, you'll never be whole with someone else. It's okay to outgrow your surroundings. You weren't born to stay in the same pot. Even flowers know when it's time to break the vase. The ones who hurt you don't get to define you. They are chapters, not the story. You don't need a map. You need a compass. The map tells you where others went. The compass tells you where you must go. Your energy is sacred. Protect it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every minute you spend wishing for a different past is a minute stolen from your future. Be gentle with yourself. You're surviving things you never speak about. The world doesn't need more influencers. It needs more people who influence quietly through integrity. There's strength in restraint. Not every opinion needs to be voiced. Not every battle needs your sword. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to break the pattern.